All right, brother. You still good, man? You need some drink?
No, I'm fine.
All right, man. We get started, man.
What's up, Kalvin?
Not much.
My name's Investigator Alvarez, Sergeant Marks. All right, man. Since you're here, obviously, you know, we're in a Locke building and all that kind of jazz. I gotta read you your rights before I speak to you, okay? Before we ask you questions, you must understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used as evidence against you in court. You have the right to have a lawyer present while being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer will be appointed for you without cost before questioning. If you wish to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you will still have the right to stop answering questions at any time. Do you understand those rights as I've read them to you? Okay, perfect. This isn't, like I said, any admittance of guilt, nothing like that kind of crap. Yeah, it's going to go through on this. If you don't mind, just sign your name right there, just stating that I read it to you, okay? And signature there. Yeah, it was written signature. You can do vice versa, it don't matter. Also, yes, All right, Kalvin. Again, like I said, my name is Investigator Alvarez. What's your first, middle, and last name?
Kalvin Allison.
How do you spell Kalvin?
Kalvin.
And Dwayne?
Dewayne.
And Allison?
Allison.
Perfect. What's your date of birth, boss?
9/28/74.
And you live over at 305?
Yes, sir.
Fresco. How long have you lived at that address?
2016.
2016. Okay. What's your wife's name?
Wendy Lee Allison.
Is Wendy with an IE or with a Y?
With a Y. Lee.
Yeah, Allison. You know her date of birth off the back here?
1/22/84.
1/22 of 84. And she obviously lives at 305 Fresco with you.
Yes, sir.
And I know you have a few kids. How many kids do you have?
Two.
Two? What are their names?
First one's name's Jason. Jaicen.
Jaicon?
Cen. It's a girl.
Oh, okay.
So instead of like Jason, we call her Jason.
That's actually clever. I've actually never spelled that way. His name's spelled a little bit different too.
I'm Jason, but with a Y, J-A-Y. That's what I mean.
What's your daughter's middle name?
Anna Lee, Annalee.
And last name?
It's Allison.
Just making sure. Do you know her date of birth?
Hold on. It's the same as my. It's the same as my anniversary, but it's in 06. It's July 29th of 06. She was born on her first anniversary.
Okay. And does she go to school anymore?
Brown Barge Middle School.
Is somebody there? Somebody getting the kids or whatever while you're here?
They're with my wife.
Okay.
Yeah.
My father-in-law passed away last June, and we've been in probate court. And the lawyer called last week. She had to go down the last 2 days of school. The kids aren't doing anything, so she took them, and they're going down to sign papers to release stuff to her brother, and she can get stuff from the estate.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry for y'all's loss and your family and everything else. I know it's a difficult time getting everything squared away, especially whenever, I think, what was it, Oklahoma?
Yes, sir.
That's a heck of a... Did she fly?
She drove.
How we were on that one?
We've made that trip, I bet, since we've been here, 2015, I bet we've made it 20 times.
How long does it take to get up there?
If we go to her mom's house, it's 11 hours. We go to my parents' house, it's 13 plus, because you have to go through Dallas to cut up.
Ooh.
And if I go the other way, it's almost 15 hours.
I feel you on that, man. My family lives up in, like, New York State, and that's like an 18-hour drive.
Man.
I did that. I had to stop the first time, you know, just kind of get like a 2-3 hour nap in. And the second time on the way back, I was like, I'm just going to drive the whole way. Did 18 straight, and I felt like death afterwards.
The good thing is she likes to drive a lot of it. She's just kind of scary sometimes.
Oh, needs cruise control, man. Priceless, right?
Yeah, but she sets that cruise high. His name is Kason.
Kason?
Kason.
Kason?
And his middle name's Tucker Ray.
So both your kids got two middle names?
Yeah. It's he's named after the past grandfather.
Oh, okay. And Allison?
Yes, sir.
You know his date of birth?
April 15th of 09.
And where does he go to school at?
Blue Angels Middle Elementary.
Okay. And Kalvin, where do you work at?
ECUA.
What do you do there?
Regional services. Sewers, water.
Oh, okay. You like working there?
It's a job.
I feel you. I gotta convince myself.
I'm on 3 to 11 tonight, and tomorrow night's my last night of 3 to 11. Then I get to go back to days. I've been on it for a month now.
Oh, I did midnights for, let's see, 4 years. I'm sure he has too at one point or another. But let's see, midnights, like I said, 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the morning. That was honestly, 8 in the morning was harsh, man. So I understand crappy hours. Do you like working evenings, or do you prefer mornings?
I'd rather be in the day, because at night we get to do call-ins.
No, call-ins?
So Monday we had 15 leaks called to us. One out in Perdido, one out in Pensacola Beach, one in Beulah. It's a lot of driving. It's hard to get to all. Then you get there, and sometimes it's not even a leak. It's just the meter's leaking. So.
Yeah, well, the nice part about that, too, is at least you're getting out, running around. It helps burn down the day.
Yeah,
because you know how many days I get stuck in this office, and I'm just stuck in my office doing paperwork.
The thing is you can't go home till they're done.
That's true.
And then let's say you get to that 14th job, and it's in the middle of the road, and it's a main. There's another 8 hours. And then you got to wait for spots. You got to wait for them to come check the gas line, electric lines, cable. And
How long have you been doing that for?
since September.
Okay, so you just recently came to
Yes.
ECUA. What were you doing before that?
Cable work
Cable work?
for Cox. I've been in 3 different companies.
You didn't like Cox?
They quit doing 1099. They wanted me to be a W-2 employee. So instead of making $1,200 a week, I was making $450 for the same job I was doing for $1,200.
So I don't blame you for leaving.
And I said, and then, as 1099, I'm my own boss. Now they're like, okay, now you got to do this, and you got to do that. You got to do these rules. Oh, and you're not going home. You're going to go help this person.
See, yeah. And, but at the same time, though, like, did you ever think about doing private contract stuff? I mean, you already had the knowledge of doing cable, running wires, and everything else.
Yeah,
You make a lot more money in private, just saying. I know you get to have licenses and everything else,
Yeah.
but that's why I'm stuck here. I have a particular set of skills, it seems like. Even then. Yeah, I know. Smart ass. Sorry. I got to deal with these guys. You can hear from the ringtone, right?
Yeah, buddy.
What about your wife? What's she do for a living?
she stays at home. Our daughter has epilepsy.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Is that like a frequent thing? Or
We just now got
Yeah.
it's under control.
what do you all use for
Yeah, it looks like.
medications? Because I know, obviously, the state of Florida has become a medical marijuana state.
Not yet. We're down to just 7 pills in the morning and 5 at night. She's down to 2 and 2.
That's a tremendous amount of dosing. But,
Especially since she's been doing it for
All right,
5 years.
I'll
well,
do
seriously,
that in just a little bit.
there's a
Just
medical
do
marijuana
something
plant.
just talk
I mean,
about it.
the doctors over there on the scenic highway.
You already sent it to me?
Yeah, like I said,
No,
epilepsy,
great. I
I'm
appreciate
sure
it.
the state of usually has a
You
pretty
just sent it to
defined
me?
set of, diagnosis.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can go down there and, like I said, just inquire. It wouldn't hurt for the state.
We talked to the neurologist about it, and they're like, it's still in a transition. Like, it's really for the ones that have like lots of grand mal seizures, and she's just petite. Hers feel like when she has a seizure, it's like she'll look over here and her hands, she'll go like this, and she'll go, "What happened?"
Does she do like where it's a slight lean back sometimes, but not as...
Yeah, she'll just kind of look, and her eyes will look up. They don't roll in the back of her head. She'll look up, and her hands always do this. And then she goes, "What happened?"
So they're real tiny. is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
like 5 seconds.
Which is good. And there's an officer here who has the same diagnosis, and she has the same thing where it's just
Well,
in a chair.
Last summer, she had an implant. She has a VNS. It's a vagus nerve, and it has a magnet, and it's right here. And she's got coils on the vagus nerve. So when the heart spikes from a seat right before she sees, it sends a thing to it, and it kind of calms them down. She has a magnet. If it gets too bad, she can swipe the magnet and activate it, and it'll shock it.
Oh, that's cool. It's
Is this your daughter?
Mm-hmm.
How old is she?
12.
She does that herself if it
She
does?
can. If it's too bad, she can't, but we leave them at the school. My wife keeps one in her purse all the time.
Oh, that's cool.
So, and it's kind of weird, like when it goes off, she talks like this, and then it lasts like about 20 seconds.
Was that all covered by, like, do you guys have like healthy kids or anything like that? Or is it
Medicaid paid for it.
That's good.
Is that something she'll deal with her whole life?
that implant will be there her whole life unless it gets infected or something. Then they'll take it out.
What about batteries and stuff like that? Is it electronic?
I think he said it's lifetime.
Yeah,
like it's
probably.
never ever gonna die.
I'll say because my father has Parkinson's and has the brain implant. I know the batteries have to be changed out every
This
5
one
years.
he said it should last forever, but they're hoping she'll grow out of them. And it's not like it stays on all the time. It has a like every 3 minutes it sends like a little pulse, and they can send it. They can make it. It's funny. They put this paddle like a ping pong paddle on it, and they get the iPad out, and the lady can adjust it. She can make it go off like every 10 minutes, or she can make it go off every 30 seconds.
I know she has that, the adjustment to it. The doctor?
The doctor does it.
Yeah.
So they adjust it, and so that's how it keeps the battery life down because it's not constantly running.
See, that's nice. Like I was saying with my father's, his is the same thing where they have an iPad or whatever, Bluetooth, and they actually can set it using the app, depending on what his brain frequency and activity is for his shakes and tremors. So, but his was like $100,000. That's all she had.
I know it was expensive, but we didn't have to pay for it, so we got lucky.
I kind of got screwed on that, but that's a whole other story. But so, what about your son Kason?
Oh, he's healthy, other than he's blind almost. I mean, he's got
Stigmatism.
yeah, in both eyes. Like, I put his glasses up and I tell the joke the winning lottery numbers are 7, 32, 45.
And what are they, real thick lenses?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here, what else have we do? So you said you lived over there for about, 2-3 years, since 2016?
2016.
And how many times when you were out there, like I said, you get to know all the neighbors pretty well? Do you know all of them pretty well?
No, Charles, and then the guy across the street from Charles, the one that came out, the big guy. I don't know if you saw him. My wife and him got into. He had a dog that kept attacking our kids, so we kept calling y'all, and y'all came out, and finally they got the dog gone. And then we know Miss Renee, which is the next one, and then Cassie, and then Greg, the one you talked to.
The gentleman in the car.
My wife and his wife, she does some cleaning for him. She has an Airbnb house.
Oh, okay.
And then Miss Allie on the corner. But that's it. I mean, we just stay there at the house.
What about the neighbors of the dog you were saying? You had any issues with them? Other than the dog incident?
Other than the guy that had the dog yelled because we kept calling the cops. We kept saying, well, your dog's attacking our kids and chasing people down the sidewalk. And I guess he got fined and really got mad.
What kind of dog was it? Because I know they had a dog over there. I didn't know if it was the same one.
It's a brown dog. I haven't seen it in a long, long time.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. What's their relationship, by the way, across the street? The two men that live there.
They rent. Whoever owns the house is renting rooms to the other people there.
Okay. So there's multiple people.
Yeah.
Okay. And the gentleman you said that you clean their air.
Greg.
Yeah. The rental house, basically. Do you ever hang out with him, or you just talk to him in passing and stuff like that?
My wife talks to him. That's about it. They kind of sleep during the day and they're up all night.
And now I meant to ask you earlier there because you're talking about what was the dog's name that you gave him? Charles. Cookie. Yeah, it kind of looked like the dog that was a stray out there. Why'd y'all ever give up Cookie?
Well, our kids would get on the trampoline, and she would get on it, and as they jumped, she would grab them.
Oh,
so
okay.
she wanted to play, but she bit our son really hard. And Charles, he came over, and she just got up in Charles's lap and just laid down and started loving on him, and he's loving on her. And my wife just said, why don't you just take her?
Yeah, we got kids.
Yeah, we were trying to figure something out for her anyways. My wife found her on Facebook on the Pensacola yard site, and the lady said she's real child friendly. The lady I'll bring her tomorrow. The lady brought a kennel, brought everything. And my wife, 2 days later, she said, I thought you said this dog was kid friendly, and the lady never responded. So the lady was see you later.
Yeah. I mean, well, at least you reached out, I guess, to try to find somebody. A lot of times they just dump them off at the animal shelters, and then, meanwhile, they're already overfilled. I'm not sure if you've ever been to a shelter. Yeah.
Our dog disappeared. We had a little bitty, he was, call him, his name was Stitch. He looked like Stitch off Lilo and Stitch. He had the big ears, and ugly face. He was part Boston Terrier and Schnauzer.
No, so
but he just disappeared. Some dog went to heat and he was leaving, and then he just never came back.
Oh, well, he may or well have been picked up by somebody who saw a dog.
Or he got,
he's ugly as crap, like you're saying.
That, or he got in the backyard with a big dog. And
yeah, but you never know. Like I said, he could be happy in another house, But how long have you known Charles for?
We met him little bit after we moved in. We talked to him a couple of times, but then we didn't really start talking to him until when his wife left him. And he came over, and my wife's...
I'm sorry, when did his wife leave him, by the way?
A year and a half ago.
Okay.
And his sister, Crystal, will be able to tell you everything, like the exact dates, but, you know, when you said he had strokes, after she left him, she went to Texas and took everything. He came over and was talking to Jared that was staying with us. He was a mechanic, wanting to look at his truck and his car. And then a couple of weeks later or months later, I can't remember, he had a stroke. We didn't see him. Then he had another one. He was driving.
Okay.
I think he was at work driving and had the stroke. Then he had another one. And he came over and he talked real, like he couldn't focus at all. And he's like, my sister won't go buy me any cigarettes, you know, can y'all do this for me? Can y'all run some errands for me? My wife said, if you need anything, just let us know and we'll help you out.
So you guys ever...
From then, that's when we really started being friends. He really needed help, so...
Did he come over frequently, or did you guys go over there frequently to see him, or were those circumstances?
About once a week, we would take him a plate if we cooked out, but he would come over sometimes and sit down. He came over for Thanksgiving and Christmas dinner. We came over. Anytime we cooked out. I mean, he didn't want to... We could watch the football games, we'd have big cookouts, but he didn't want to watch sports. He just came for the food and for company, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably got lonely over there. Yeah. You know, even with the dog, though. I'm not sure that was before or after the dog, but...
A little of both.
A little bit of both. Charles, so given that, like I said, I kind of interrupted there, and I apologize. So how long have you known him for about approximately?
Maybe 2 years.
2 years. Was he already there when you moved in?
He's lived there for a long time, from what I understand. Him and Miss Renee.
Yeah.
Miss Renee is... So you know where the girl walked across the street?
Yeah.
That's Cassie. The house before it is Miss Renee.
Okay, so she used to live then? Or no?
No, they've known each other for a long time. She'd be able to tell you how long he's lived there.
So she lives, if Cassandra lives, you know, he's down here, you're here, Cassandra lives right there, you say.
Miss Renee's right there.
Right next to her.
The fenced in, right across from us. And then the house is directly from us, the one that had the maroon car in it. Them people just moved in about a month ago.
Okay.
I think her name's Miss D.
Miss D?
Yeah, that's the one that lives right across the street from us.
Okay, I know. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. When was the last time you had seen Charles?
Sunday night, when I took him a pork chop dinner. We cooked on the grill.
Do you ever go inside of his home at any point?
Yeah, I went in that night.
When his wife was with him, had you ever been in there?
No, we didn't know him when his wife was there.
Okay, gotcha. I was just curious.
Other than we talked to him, they used to have pit bulls, and we were scared. We didn't know if they could jump the fence or not. So my wife went over and talked to him, and then she left not too long later.
Okay. So the last time you saw Mr. Charles was Sunday night?
Yes, sir.
And you said you remember earlier telling me that you were out barbecuing, and you guys cooked out, and you brought a plate over. So pretty much that's it. How did Charles seem that night?
The same. I mean, just sitting in his house. Same old Charles, you know. He just kind of sit like this, you know, talk to you. Kind of like Sling Blade. It's like talking to Sling Blade a little bit, you know.
So they call me Sling Blade at work because I got the, you know, if I yank my pants all the way up, I need to one of these days.
Like this?
Yeah.
You got the eyes of him?
Yeah, apparently I look like Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah.
With the shaved head. One of these days I'm going to come into work with all my crap. I'm going to wrap it in a belt. I'm going to see if anybody notices.
Biscuits, biscuits and mustard?
Mustard. Sorry, you know, for the longest time they had that on my door. They had Sling Blade, and it was, what's his name? Carl Childers. They took my name tag off my office, and they put Carl Childers in there. And they told me I had to own up to it until it disappeared. So, yeah, it happened. So
I always get, you look like my Uncle John or my Uncle Tom. I say it's because I'm fat and got freckles and a beard, dude. I look like everybody.
But so you were in the house Sunday night with Charles. You said he was doing, still the same self and everything else. Do you notice anything weird inside of his home or anything like that, or anything out of the ordinary?
Dirty.
I mean, yeah. Say that again.
Smelled bad. I mean, you could tell the dog's peeing and pooping in the house.
Yeah. Was the dog there?
Yeah, Cookie was there.
Okay. And where's Cookie usually kept at?
In the house.
I meant like in the house. You know, where specifically does just like Cookie run around wherever?
Runs nuts.
Okay. And Did he have any guests over that night?
Not while I was there.
Okay. And I remember we had a previous conversation. You had said that there was a truck that was over there. I'm not sure, was that every once in a while?
I've seen it there a couple of times, but I just know it's his guy friend. He drives a white, and I'm not sure if it's a Ford or Chevy, but it's an older truck.
Okay, so it's an older truck. And
Yeah.
what color is it?
White.
So white older truck. And you've never seen this individual at all?
No, sir.
How often is that truck over there?
No, not a lot.
Not a lot. So every once in a while.
Yeah.
Has Charles ever talked about them?
Just a little bit.
And what does he say about that guy?
Trying to buy pot for him.
Oh, really? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, let me think. Does he say anything else about this individual? I know you say he's a friend. Did he annotate, like, hey, yeah, I went somewhere with him before or anything like that?
No, just the last time was he wanted like a large amount of pot, and then the guy never showed up. So.
Okay. So the guy wanted pot from Charles?
Yeah.
And why would Charles have pot?
He would call and ask if we could get it for him.
Okay. Do you guys know somebody or anything like that, or?
Yeah, we know someone.
Okay. And I'm assuming it helped him with his, disabilities from the stroke and everything else. Probably calmed him down.
Stress.
Yeah. No, I can understand that completely. His wife just left him. He just had a stroke.
Oh, she left him, and then he had the stroke driving. I think he drove a big rig.
Yeah, we ended up. I guess I think somebody told us. I don't know why I went over my head there. I think he was a dump truck driver or something like that.
I think he crashed it when he had the stroke.
Yeah, and then you said he had another stroke, and I didn't know about that. Was second one until you told us.
I believe he had a second one, like a small one.
Okay, and damn, I had something on my mind. Completely went out. Did Charles ever talk about? Did he ever have any dates? Anybody that would be intimate with him?
He didn't talk anything like that with me. I mean, every time he came over, it was either just to eat or he wanted us to give him some pot.
Okay, so it was just kind of a.
Yeah.
You guys were friends, but you weren't like.
Not
close
like
friends.
go shoot pool or hang out or something like that. Yeah, like
Okay.
acquaintances, just neighbors.
Okay. And did you ever talk about his wife and the reason why she left?
You know what? If she did, he would have told Gina and Jared, maybe, but she was with another man.
Okay.
She moved to Texas.
Okay, so she cheated on him.
Yeah.
Okay, that probably broke him down a little bit.
She took everything. From what I remember him saying is she took everything. Like, she wiped the bank accounts out, and whatever valuables were in the house, she took.
Okay. So obviously we're here, doing our investigation and stuff. What we're trying to help here, and what'll help us out, is we need a timeline with all witnesses that were part of this. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Starting when the last time you saw Charles was on Sunday night. Was his truck parked approximately in about the same location?
Yeah, he either parked it like right there, or it would be parked a little bit farther forward. He kept it parked right there.
Did he usually block his driveway into there, or is there any particular spot?
He would, like I said, he was parked. I mean, I guess it depended on what he did.
How frequently did he leave the house, too? Because I know you guys said your wife would run errands for him.
Well, we haven't ran a lot of errands for him in a long, long time.
Okay.
But he was going, I know when I would take the kids to school in the morning, since I've been on 3 to 11, when I'd get back from dropping my daughter off at 8, he would be gone. And then he would show back up somewhere around 10 or 11.
10, 11 in the morning, or at night?
In the morning.
And you said you'd go and drop your daughter off at 8 o'clock in the morning?
Well, we would leave the house at 6:30,
Okay.
drop my son off at 7 at Blue Angel, and then I would drop her off between 7:30 and 8 at Brown Barn. That's a long triangle with traffic at 7. And by the time I got back from Brown Barge, it's right around 8 o'clock.
Okay. So Charles would be gone usually from that time period?
And, he was taking Cookie, he said, to the dog park a lot.
Okay.
Get her out.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's what he was doing then or if he was going somewhere else.
Which dog park?
What's the big one?
Lexington Terrace or something?
In East Hill.
Oh, in East Hill?
Yeah. It's Lexington Terrace.
Yeah.
That's what.
What? East Hill ain't in Lexington Terrace.
No, your buddy Vornholt, Greg, or whatever, he was saying that they go to Lexington Terrace.
The one that's kind of not far from where he's at.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought he was going to the one off of 17th.
He could very well, because...
that was the one he was first going to, because he said it had 3 dog parks in it. And then Cookie was chasing the big dogs, and the big dogs didn't like it. So I don't know if maybe he changed and went somewhere else.
Well, I know Greg, your friend, he was saying that he would come there every once in a while. Maybe he was using 2 different dog parks just to mix it up. Or
maybe
something
he switched because the other one was big.
Yeah,
He couldn't catch Cookie. If she got out the door, she would run. I mean, it took us forever to catch her. I ran. She got away from him. He couldn't catch her. I bet I ran. What's the next road? There's Erman. And then 2 blocks down, she went into someone's fence. And my daughter was with us. And I told her, I said, chase her to the back. And when she went to the back, I shut the gate. It took me 15 minutes to catch that dog in that fence.
It is.
Then you had to carry her back. She had no collar or nothing on.
How big is Cookie? I know it's a pit mix, right?
I don't know. My wife knows what she is, but she's about like this. You know that white dog we saw?
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit bigger and thicker.
Okay, so almost identical.
Yeah.
Kind of like
60 pounds, somewhere in there.
Maybe 40, 60 pounds.
Friendly to people. I know you said not the kids.
Oh, no, she's friendly. It just, when the kids start playing,
She gets robbed.
yeah, man, and she was she'd get on the trampoline, she would jump by herself, and then when the kids get on, she would start grabbing them. I think she's trying to play with them, but she took her
They
real
should have
hard.
bit her back. Should have bit the dog back.
No. They don't know what the dog's going to do, but then, I tell my wife, we have kids here all the time. What's going to happen if the neighbor bites the neighbor's face,
And then the liability comes in, because instead of Florida, it says you're liable.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't, I would be liable, but I'm worried about the little girl getting hurt,
Sure. Yeah,
blind, her face is all ripped up.
So, back on what we were saying, though. So, Sunday night, you see him. You guys brought food over. You went to his house.
Yes, sir.
And how long were you there for?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
5 minutes.
Did your wife go with you or just you?
Just me.
Okay.
Wife was next door. Cassie was there on the phone with her.
So,
Cassie was with your wife.
Yes.
Okay.
okay. So, what time was this about approximately that you brought it over?
Like 5 something maybe.
So 5.
4 or 5, I don't know. I took him that food, and then me and my wife went and met Daryl McCory and his girlfriend Jackie, and we went down to Sam's Club, or Sam's Lounge, and was there for a few hours.
Okay, so right afterwards, you went over to Sam's Club, or
Yes.
Lounge. And who was with you on there?
Me, my wife, Daryl McCory, and the girl he's dating named Jackie.
Daryl McCory?
Yes.
Does he live in the neighborhood, or is he just another friend?
He lives so when you go down Old Corey Field, what's the road right past the apartments to your right?
Correct.
Yeah, so you turn down there, he lives on that road,
Okay.
about 3/4 of the way down.
From there, I thought you were going to tell me that Daryl McCory lived on Old
Did y'all
Quarry.
pick him up?
We picked him up, yes.
Yeah. And then you guys went down to Sam's Lounge. You remember what time you got home about?
It would have been, I don't know, my wife would know. She texted my daughter and stuff. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. We were there about 3 hours.
Who was watching the kids at that time?
My daughter was babysitting.
I know they're older kids, but
Yeah.
just make,
So I left my phone with her.
Okay. And you guys got home about 9 o'clock. I know you're drinking a bit probably. I'm not sure how much you had or anything like that, but was Charles' truck outside or anything like that?
It was there.
Okay, did you see any lights on or anything?
His house is the normal. Sometimes the porch light's on, sometimes it's not.
Yeah, and otherwise it's kind of
It's
covered
dark.
in, yeah, covered in
It's
plants.
trees, a forest.
Next day, Monday morning, what do you remember from the first time you woke up?
I got up and took my kids to school.
Okay.
Same thing.
And did you Charles' truck out there?
Maybe it was there.
You don't remember? Yeah, I mean, I know I'm trying to make you go back in your memory, and sometimes it's a little difficult. So you don't recall if his truck was there or not. Did anything seem out of the ordinary at Charles' residence?
Same. I mean, you see how it is. It's hard to see.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a fortress almost with jungle around it.
Why did he ever fix any of that crap? Or do
I don't
anything? Cut it down? I ain't been on the inside. Does it need work on the inside?
Yeah.
Well, like walls that torn down and all kind of crap?
I mean, the walls are. I mean, I don't know how they're held up, but it smells bad, dirty.
Mm-hmm. Did he ever ask you to do any work over there or anything like that? 'Cause I know he's obviously, probably handicapped.
Have me look at his cable. He asked me, "Is there any way you can hook the cable TV back up?" I'm like, "Well, without a box." Everybody always asks me, "Hey man, can I turn my cable back on?" Well, I can hook it up, but you ain't getting nothing. But his internet wasn't working, so I went back, checked. The fitting had sucked back. I don't know if you ever had cable problem. Yeah, hot weather, cold weather causes it. That's what I call the turtle. It's called a turtle. When it gets cold, cable will come in. And when it gets hot, it expands, and eventually it'll break. So I just twisted it back on, put it on for him.
I noticed a lot of his ceilings are kind of popped out and stuff like that. Did he ever ask you to do anything for that or any kind of handiwork?
I'm not a handyman.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I don't know how to fix cars. I don't know how to do stuff around. I mean, I can mow the lawn. Use a paintbrush. That's about it.
Okay. So, Monday morning you say you take your daughter, what time?
I left at 6:30.
Okay, 6:30, you drop your daughter off, your son off first, right?
Yes.
And then you drop your daughter off, usually about 8 o'clock, and you come back. I know you said you can't really recall if his truck was there or not, nothing out of the ordinary. Did you, at any point, see Charles outside or anything like that?
He never comes out except to either, come talk to us or get in the car and leave. That's it. He's never in the yard.
Okay.
I mean, you look at the yard, there's...
And on Monday, were you working from 3 to 11?
I've been on, yes.
And what time do you usually nap, you don't ask? Because at midnights, I had a weird sleep schedule.
Well, when I get back from the kids, usually my wife's still... I would take them because she's been taking them since I was in the mornings.
Okay.
So I've given her a break.
Okay.
And I would get back in bed and sleep for about an hour or two and get up around 10, 11 o'clock, shower again, maybe eat lunch. Then it's time to start getting ready to be out at Ellison Field, by 3 o'clock.
Yeah, and then
it's a 25-minute drive.
So, what time did you think you'd take a nap? And you said take a shower, nap, and all that?
As soon as I get back about 8, I climb in bed and sleep to about 10 or 11.
Okay, then you wake up, and what's usually your regular day and everything else? Like, do you walk your yard? Do you do stuff around the house?
If she tells me to go out there and fix our dryer, a bearing's out in it. So you have to kind of shut the door a little bit, and you have to hold the button, hit start, and then you spin it, and then shut the door. To fix it could be cheap enough just to buy a new one.
I mean, you can always go on Craigslist and stuff like that, but I mean, you also take a risk getting another broken one.
Yeah, and I've been trying to, my wife she wants to keep it, she wants to get it fixed, but I'm like, I don't got that much money.
Yeah.
One income family, it's hard.
Yeah, I mean, shit, you can go down to Best Buy and put one on credit. Do a payment plan with 0 APR.
Yeah.
So that's sometimes more ideal. So you wake up, you say about 10 or 11 o'clock. And do you notice anything out of the ordinary with him again? Like, do you notice a vehicle there?
Like I said, he never comes outside. Okay. Like, he's always in the house, and the only time he come out is either to come talk to us or get in the truck and leave.
Okay. So after fixing the washing machine, that kind of jazz, doing your wife's handiwork, I think which we all do for our old lady, because they say you do it, you don't do it, and then you hear about it for the next 2 months.
Yeah.
What happened? Did you go to work? And what time did you get back about that night?
Man, what time did I get in Monday night?
Was it a long night, like you were saying, if you don't finish your calls kind of night?
Monday, I think maybe I had an hour and a half overtime Monday night. And 30 minutes last night. So around midnight. I mean, that's around time I usually get home.
Okay. So you got home about midnight, and again, I know a lot of this is repetition, but just like a police report, it's repetition, okay? Did you notice anything out of the ordinary? Was his porch light on? I know you said that he usually has it on sometimes.
It's so dark over there,
Did you see any?
But I didn't see the porch light on either.
Okay. Did you see any vehicles parked out front that weren't his?
No.
Was his truck there, to your knowledge?
Yes.
Okay, so
truck's always there at night. Like, he don't hardly ever leave at night.
Okay, so I'm assuming that your wife and kids are in bed. I'm not sure if your wife's a night owl or not.
Sometimes it depends on if I'm getting off right at 11, she'll stay up. But if I'm working late, she goes ahead and goes to bed.
Okay. So was she awake that night? Do you remember?
I think she was awake.
Did she ever mention anything weird to you? Like maybe she heard some weird noises or anything like that, or anything out of the ordinary?
Not to me.
And did she happen to see Charles for any particular reason?
No, she said she told me on the phone the last time she saw him was Monday morning.
Okay. Do you remember anything she said particular to you about, like, seeing him Monday morning? What was he doing or anything?
No, she just said the last time she saw him was Monday morning.
And did she annotate, like, how she saw him? Was he at the front of his house? Was he walking his dog?
He didn't walk her.
Okay.
Like, he would get her to the truck, put her in the truck, and then he would leave. Like I said, because if she got loose,
And just game over.
it was done. Yeah,
Gotcha.
she's gone. You're going all the way down to Chase Field, off Frisco to catch her.
Okay. Tuesday morning, you wake up. Tell me what's going on that day, what you see around in the neighbors' yards and stuff like that.
The same.
Same thing?
Yes,
It's his
sir.
truck out front?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is there
It's
anything?
been there all week off front.
Okay, so it hasn't moved?
I mean, I don't know. It's been in about the same general area.
For the time that you're at?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you take your kids to school on Tuesday morning?
I've been taking them every day the last month
Okay.
Why?
because she's been taking them, and I've just given her a break, letting her sleep in. She's been with her dad. Her brother's been holding everything in probate, and she's just been real stressed. And
So, you know, one of my biggest pet peeves was, even though my old lady works at home, was, you know, obviously if I'm the sole paycheck guy, you know, I take that little animosity there, you know what I mean? I'd be like, you know, come on now, I'm working 3 to 11, taking the kids to school and everything else.
Yeah.
You get worn out, man. I'm going to tell you right now, easily get worn out. So, you wake up Tuesday morning, you take the kids to school. Same schedule, obviously, 6:30, 7 o'clock. Your son gets there, and you drop your daughter off about 7:30 to 8 o'clock on your way home. Again, I know it's super repetition, okay? Do you notice anything ordinary? I know there's this truck there. Were there any other vehicles there?
no other vehicles were there, but I think the truck was still there.
Was there anything out of place?
No, it's just, I mean, it looks the same. It looks horrible.
This might be an odd question. Do you sleep real heavy, or do you sleep a pretty light sleeper?
I'm a pretty light sleeper. I hear everything in the house.
Well, between Sunday night and Tuesday morning, did you hear anything outside that might have been weird? Something that might have woken you up and that you just disacknowledged as being just, you know, outside?
Well, Sunday night, I drank a lot.
Yeah, I completely understand.
Yeah.
So
That's why we came home. Well, we came home, Daryl's girlfriend, she was being mean. And so we came home. And then, but like I say, I hear everything in the house. Someone gets up and walking around the house, I hear it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if someone's around like our window or something, I would wake up. But like out in the streets or something, it'd have to be very loud for me to wake up.
And you didn't hear anything like that?
No, sir.
Does Cookie bark a lot?
I mean, if you came up to the porch, she does, but
Does he put her out back a lot, or is she mostly in the
no,
house?
she could jump the fence.
Okay, so he didn't use the backyard before.
Yeah, if you see in our backyard, there's like holes in the vines that's growed up.
Yeah.
That's where she porched through.
Okay, I got you.
Because we woke up and she was in our backyard.
That's, you know, man, it's
Yeah.
kind of a sign. You know, it's like, hey, why'd you get me up?
Yeah, yeah. And then you know, we take them back home and you're like, I don't know how she's doing it, but she's just clearing
worry.
it. Yeah.
I mean, I've seen dogs like greyhounds and stuff that can easily.
He started putting her in the front yard, and you know his Charger.
Yeah. Is it a Charger or an Avenger, by the way? I don't know which. You know,
I think
they
it's a Charger.
They look very similar. You know what I mean?
But she would get on the hood and jump the fence.
Smart dog.
Yeah.
You know, they say mutts are the best kind of dogs. They say
Yeah.
they're smarter. You know, because
I got all the genes in them.
yeah, like mine has like 20 different things in him. But he's a wiry little shithead too. His problem's the same thing. He likes to play bite. He drives me
Yeah.
insane. The difference is he's like 25, 30 pounds. You know what I mean? So I got to worry about 60-pound dog. You know,
Dragging the kid down the road.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, my dude's he's just stupid looking, to be honest. So I mean, he's not very intimidating either. But so you didn't hear anything weird that night. When you wake up, where were we at? Like I said, Tuesday morning, you take the kids. Do you kind of go through the same type of repetition
Everything.
cycle?
The last month's been the same thing. I get in
Okay.
and I'll get up at 6:30, get the kids going, take them to school, come back, lay back down.
Okay. What about Wednesday morning? Same type
Same
of
thing.
Okay.
Well, hold on. No, Wednesday, no.
Okay. Well,
Sorry.
Why's that?
They left. They went to Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, that's right.
Yes.
And are the kids out of school right now? Because I know a lot of people are
They had
graduating.
2 days left.
Oh, so you just
And-
cut them out early. Yeah, see you
Yeah.
later. So they do all their, obviously they did all their state testings and stuff like that.
Yeah, my wife got a message saying my daughter's grades are going to be mailed to us the end of July. Something happened and the computer didn't process the test fast enough.
Well, a lot of times I know they have issues too with a lot of the Scantron sheets, and the state uses a very specific one. I remember even when I was in school, which you can imagine wasn't too long ago. So don't worry. And a lot of times though they get caught up. You know, I mean, it was kind of like, I guess, years ago, back in the old Florida voting system, kind of got jacked up, and all the ballots were kind of screwed around. So, unfortunately, I mean, it's a hit miss.
Yeah.
So Wednesday morning they leave.
They left Tuesday.
They left Tuesday.
Yeah.
What time did they leave on Tuesday?
They left at 5 o'clock.
So they left at 1700.
Got there at 6:30. They got to McAllister, Oklahoma at 6:30.
McAllister. So she just went and did a straight shot. She didn't stop, did she?
Yeah, she won't stop.
I don't blame her.
I can do it too, but like the last hour, if we go at night, that last hour, I'm like, if I drive the whole way, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't drink another Red Bull or Monster. I'm not gonna make it.
Yeah.
But we've been splitting the time. We've got it figured out. I'll drive all the way. I'll get us through Mobile. She don't like the bridges and stuff. And then she'll usually drive all the way to Shreveport. And then when we go to her mom's house, when you cross over Shreveport, you go to Paris, Texas, and it's a bunch of back roads. I usually drive that part.
Is it just because it's quicker than the interstate?
Yeah, like about 3 hours.
See, that's the trick people don't realize a lot of times. You know, like when I travel, unfortunately, the GPS.
Everybody thinks if you stay on 10, you stay on 10, but then once you get to Shreveport, you got to take 20 to Dallas, or you turn right there at Tyler, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you turn Tyler, Texas, and it's a straight shot to it, and up here you look at all these zigzags, but it's 40 miles an hour, 35 miles an hour for like 3 hours. So them other ways is always 60, 70 miles an hour.
Yeah, and probably traffic's a lot lighter.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the interstate is a major
And
city.
then right outside of Paris, you catch a toll road that shoots straight outside of McAllister. And it's 75 miles an hour.
See, that's the thing that always drove me nuts about traveling, too, is every single state's different. I remember when I going through California one time, it was like 55 all the way through the state. And I was like, God, you'd be killing me.
Texas is 75, and I think they got 80 somewhere, down by Houston and Midland and stuff like that.
It must be nice. I think we're capped out at 70 over here. I mean, it might go up a little bit. Mind you, like I said, I'm not usually paying attention. I put my cruise control on to like 80 and just let it go, you know. Let the Lord go with me, you know, if I get pulled over, I get pulled over. But, so they leave at about 6:30. I mean, she leaves at 1700, so about 5 o'clock, and she gets there at Wednesday at 06:30, right?
Yes, in the morning.
So she gets over there at Wednesday. Does she call you?
Yeah, she called me throughout the night.
Okay, good.
Until I went to bed. I went to bed about, I think, 2, 3 o'clock.
Okay, so calls you Wednesday at 06:30. Says, hey, by the way, I got home. I know you said...
Well, she texted me, because I was asleep. So she texted me and said, we made it. When I woke up, I called her.
Okay, and when you called her, what was the rest of your day like on that? Like, what did you do? Like, since you didn't have the kids to take up, did you sleep in?
Let's see. Went and paid water bill. What else did I do? Paid the water bill, got something to eat, came back to the house.
Okay. Did you notice anything weird with Charles's residency again?
Same thing. You know.
Did you see his gate? Does he usually keep his gate closed because of the dog?
Yeah, he always closes his gate.
Okay.
It stays closed all the time. Unless he leaves. Now, I've noticed, you know, when he would leave in the truck, the gate would be open.
Okay, but if he didn't leave, he kept it closed?
Yes.
Okay, good. So, you paid the water bill Wednesday. Did you do any work around the house or anything like that?
Not much. Moved, you see the swimming pool in the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm supposed to get rid of that, too.
I'm telling you, man.
You see how far I got it? Where it's all there, you know, out there in the back where the grass hasn't grown. I've tried watering and raking, and it's just sand. It's not ever going to grow. And I got it all the way to that corner right there, and that's about as far. I just gotta
cut it down and break it down.
I'm just gonna throw it over, and I'm gonna get on Facebook. And
so somebody's gonna pick it up.
I've done it. I've been looking. Need yard work. Who does leaves and haul offs? Everybody says they do it, but then when you message them, they don't ever show up.
You know, it's kind of hit miss. I can tell you that's happened a few times to me, you know, doing sales and stuff and just trying to get rid of crap because, you know, it is, your house starts getting cluttered, you just need to get rid of it. And, you know, a lot of times I'll put it out, like, you know, if you put it cheap even too, I mean, even in a case like that, you do it for free, you know, I mean, haul it off, just take it. So,
Well,
but
it's ripped. Cookie actually ripped it.
did you get into it?
The kids were, Tucker was throwing something, and we had drained it and was getting ready to clean it, get it ready back, and he threw something in it, and she jumped in it and couldn't get out, and she just ripped a big hole in it. So it was done.
That's what it is, man.
$400 down the drain.
Don't worry. You see my apartment. You see my dog's absolutely decimated everything that was worth value. I had one of those nice Echoes from Amazon, you know, the ones you talk to. Some bitch ate the cord, ate the controller to the TV. He's destroyed everything just about. For some reason, I keep buying him stuff like he's a good dog. But I keep saying to myself, maybe he'll grow up. He'll grow out of it. But I don't know. He was a rescue, so he's kind of a crazy nut. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if it was
It's
him.
kind of that thing, like, you want to get rid of it, but then you're like, I wonder what he did today when you get home. And yep, that's what he did.
Because there's days he's good, too. You know, I'm like, oh, he's a nice dog. But then I get pissed off at him, and I'll tell him, I'm like, I'm getting rid of you. You know what I mean? But I don't mean it. But, you know, I say to myself, I'm like, God damn, I dropped a lot of money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Between vet bills and they get sick and shit, and all the medications and flea medication, I'm like, I don't even know why the hell I bought one. It's not like he contributes anything to the house.
Yeah.
So, but
Mine is the kids. So we got 3 cats, and 2 years ago, 2 of them showed up. We thought they were females.
Mhm.
So I forgot what was their name. It was Angel and Demon. Okay, thought they were female. Their tails were burnt. Someone had burned them, and they just showed up on our porch. Turns out, about 2 months later, balls dropped.
Yeah.
Oh, those are those are boys.
so both boys.
Now they're Demon and Lucifer. Well, a year later, like the same exact month, a little female, gray and white female cat shows up.
You might want coffee. I made some coffee.
No, I don't like
Yeah, absolutely sure.
And,
What you got, man? Some Ariat boots?
yes, sir.
Oh, here you go. One of my favorite. I got here. It's like,
Well, you know, our ECUA says, you know, they will furnish boots for us. Well, here's what they do.
they give you a stipend, a little money.
They give you a piece of paper, and they let me go down to the boot store, and they
Which
let me
one?
check
Is it they pick it?
on 29,
Oh, okay.
right down from Walmart.
Oh, that Red Wings or Wing or whatever.
Not Red Wing. It's in that little bitty shopping center.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I think it's changed.
So we take the paper in there and we pick out what we want, and then we select, do we want it taken all out of one check,
Oh,
or they can take it out in 4 paychecks.
What?
that's shitty.
So you think they're paying for it, but you pay
That's
for
what
it?
I thought at first. And I was in there, and the guy that was already working with me, I said, man, these are nice. $300, man. I can't believe they're gonna let us get this thing. He goes, hey, you got to pay for them. What? I'll take them 169s. I'm gonna be stepping in sewer and water anyway, so
Yes,
I got to wear steel toe.
you don't have to. But I mean, it's not a big price difference. Might as well have one in case of.
I can't tell. You're steel toe, or they just like
Yes, mine's steel toe. See where the
yeah, where it's starting to rip off there.
that's from the water when it. You don't have time. Sometimes put your rubber boots on.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta get down in there.
You got Gore-Tex on those?
What?
You know Gore-Tex is waterproofing.
No, I
Those are
didn't do
nice,
that.
man. I'll tell you right now. You gotta look into it, okay? Like these ones, I can stand all the way up to my freaking, all the way up to the top of them. Nothing.
I'm just fixing to have to get some more. These things, if I take them off, y'all would pass out in here.
No, don't do that,
They
man.
are rough.
Don't do that.
The guy I was working with, Kendall, Tuesday night, he goes, dude, your feet stink bad. So I had them sitting like, I sit like this a lot. He's like, I can put your foot down, man. Get away from the air conditioner. You're killing me. Yeah.
From back in. So yeah, sorry, we kind of got on a tangent there. But so yeah, you go out and pay your water bill Wednesday, okay? What else did you, like I said, you come back to the house
I
afterwards?
went by Walmart, got some snacks and stuff. All by myself. I'm not cooking anything.
I absolutely.
It's going to be sandwiches or whatever I eat at night. That's dinner.
And so you go to Walmart.
Which Walmart you go to?
The one on Navy.
Navy.
Yes.
What time do you? I mean, what do you do after Walmart?
Went back home.
Okay, so you do go back to home. Did you? Once again, I know repetition kills. You know,
Nothing. I mean, it's still the same.
still the same. Okay. Do you notice anybody else out there though?
No.
Any vehicles moved?
No.
Anything out of the ordinary?
Nothing.
Okay. So I'm assuming you probably come home with the bed.
Came home Wednesday night. We got in last night.
Who's we?
I'm talking about when we get to the plant, me and Kendall.
Oh,
So we get back to the plant, and I got home around midnight. We left, I think, it was like 11:20 when I left the plant.
Okay.
did you stop anywhere?
No.
Where do you guys usually eat out there? Do you bring lunch, or do you?
Let's see, where did we eat Wednesday? Last night we ate at Whataburger on Old Quarry Field. We ate there because Kendall wanted to go to Pine Forest, was playing baseball last night, and if they won, they went to state. But so
they lose.
Yeah, he's mad. He's upset. He thinks he cost them the game. They're winning 4-1, and we pull in. He's like, I'm just gonna go and watch 2 innings, for 30 minutes. We'll be back. The other team scored 5 runs. Well, he said, oh man, I gotta go. And they lost 8-5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is, man. Don't ever let that down either.
Let's see. Monday I ate at Taco Bell. Tuesday, where did we eat Tuesday? Chow Time. We had buffet.
That was horrible choice, brother.
Yeah, listen. I love Chow Time when I'm on days, because if we get to go eat lunch in the day, that means I don't got nothing to do the rest of the day. We're just riding around the truck killing time. On nights, I ate 3 plates of food. Kendall ate 3 plates of food. We got in the truck. It was like 7 o'clock. We ain't had nothing called to us hardly. And then the phone starts ringing.
And now is this your partner all the time, Kendall?
No, he's just right now. I've been working with Josh the last 3 weeks, but Kendall's he had doctor's appointments and stuff, and we're short-handed, so they wouldn't let him take off. So he just swapped.
So he worked with Kendall all week this week?
Yes, sir.
What's his last name?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what Kendall's last name is.
You guys have a business truck, or do you guys take you to Dakota?
No, it's a business truck. We got the big white ECUA trucks that have water pipe, and usually I do sewer. When I'm on days, I'm with, like I was telling you, with Donald George, the one that knows.
Now, do you guys keep that parked there at the business, and you guys drive the personal vehicles there?
We drive our personal truck there, park it, and then we're in the company truck all night.
Okay. Do you ever drop Kendall off at any time or anything like that?
No, we're in the truck all the way until we clock out.
Has Kendall ever been over to your house?
No, sir.
Okay.
Kendall Waterblack.
Well, hold on. Tuesday, he ran me by to say bye to Wendy and the kids.
Okay.
And I helped her put the suitcase in the cooler.
Did she leave Monday or Tuesday?
She left Tuesday afternoon.
Oh, I thought she told me she left Monday.
Mm-hmm.
She could have said Tuesday.
She left Tuesday afternoon. The original plan, they were going to leave Thursday. And then the kids are like, we don't even want to go the last 2 days. We're not doing nothing. And
Was this the last week for Escambia this week or something?
And my son, my nephew and him are 6 weeks apart. And my nephew's autistic. They're like 2 peas in a pod. And he's like, I'm ready to go see Cole. Let's go. So they loaded up.
Okay.
Now, Kendall's black or white?
He's white.
White guy?
Yes, sir.
How old?
30s. Late 30s, maybe. Mid-30s.
Okay. Anything descriptive on him? Do you know his last name or where he lives?
You know what? If you hadn't asked me his last name, I could have told you his last name.
Yeah, that kind of works.
But
But sometimes.
he's been at ECUA like 10 years.
Okay, so
He's been there forever.
Okay.
Good old country boy. He lives somewhere out. I know he says it takes 50 minutes to get to work.
It's kind of like me. It takes me an hour to do.
Like the guy I work with, Donald, he lives in Jay. Or he calls it New York. I'm not sure where that
It's
is.
a community office in Shimano.
Yeah, that's where he lives.
Yeah.
The community up there called New York.
New York community, yeah.
It's like I never knew for the longest time there's a town called Florida town, or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's because you don't know anything, so.
Exactly, I don't go up to the country. You know, I have an accent, unlike this guy, so.
Alligators around here, isn't there?
Plenty of them.
Yeah.
But, so, outside of Wednesday, like I said, you went to Walmart, went to work, came back. You said about 11:30?
10, 11 o'clock, somewhere around in there.
Okay. And then today, when you came home, did anything fancy? Did you work on the house at all?
Put some clothes in the washer and the dryer.
Okay.
Took a shower. Got up. Went to Walmart again. Got the, what is the dang things that you put the essential oils in?
Oh, diffuser.
Yeah, got one of those for my wife.
On Wednesday?
Today. That her
Okay.
sister sent me a message saying you had to get this. So we got that. Got
Which
me.
Walmart you go to?
That one was at Navy, and then I left a little early to go to work because she wanted some of those, what are they called, camis? The shirts that have the little spaghetti straps.
Camisole or whatever.
You can't where those are. The Walmart over here in Navy only had 2 colors in her size. So I said, well, that Walmart on Kim Strand, it's over by work. I'll stop by there. and look, I got her a couple of those. I got 2 pairs of shorts and a shirt, and I got me some chicken strips. And
What Walmart was it?
The one on Kempstrand.
Thought you went to the Walmart on Creighton.
Oh, Creighton, that's it, right?
Yeah.
That's the one by work. I'm sorry, not Kempstrand, Creighton.
Okay. Near 9th Avenue.
Yes, sir.
That's where you got. I'm sorry. Where'd you get that? What'd you get at that one?
I got my lunch, and I got 2 pairs of shorts, a shirt, and a couple of camis.
Okay.
And,
Why didn't you pick that up at Navy? I could save you the damn trip.
Well,
He just told you.
I'm sorry.
they didn't have any of the colors in her size.
Gotcha.
there.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I was over
And
here.
then in my size, okay, I gained a few pounds. I'm not size 40s anymore.
Don't worry, man.
So
You
I
see
had to buy
this?
42s, and the ones over here at Navy they were black with like stripes on them, and I just wanted plain khaki and plain black.
Makes them. I feel you on the weight thing. Okay, I'm gaining like 10 pounds a year,
I went to the doctor
especially with the way they.
2 months ago and went in. I weighed 270. He said, I'll see you back in 2 weeks. All right. Gave me some new blood pressure medicine. Went back 275. I said, how the hell did I gain 5 pounds? I'm eating less. I'm only eating 1 time a day.
Yeah. Apparently they say, man, the older you get, the worse it gets.
Yeah. I had my testosterone check. It's like very, very low.
Okay. All right. So outside of that, man, we'll get to some stuff that we have some questions for. Okay. First things first. That's really important to us. Obviously, something happened to Charles. Okay.
Did your wife tell you?
Yeah. Did she tell
My
you
wife
what
told
happened?
me.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're aware of that?
Yes. That's why I came home.
He's deceased, obviously.
Yes.
Yes. His death, obviously, in this situation, there was foul play. Okay. We received some stuff out here. We had some questions. Like I said, we're walking the property. Maybe you can help us enlighten some of the questions and give us some answers from some stuff out there. We noticed that there's trash that's littered between both properties. Okay, and that's particularly one of the reasons why we thought we came out there to talk
Yes,
to you a
sir.
bit. You said you're re-renovating inside your bathroom, correct?
Yeah, we were 2 months ago. That's as far as we've gotten.
What are you doing in your bathroom?
I was taking a shower, and I went to turn the handle, and then water just started shooting out the wall.
Okay.
So we had to replace all that inside. That's what's in that trash can is all. But when we started taking the tile down, we thought there was sheetrock behind it. It was 2.5 inches of mortar. That's what they used to level the wall. So
You had
when
to
we
bust that out? Did you bust it out? Or no, you ain't touched it?
my wife did it.
All righty then.
Well, shit.
Hey, she sent me a video. She was in there just banging away.
I can
But
tell-
Daryl is our friend. He used to do sheetrock work. He came over and helped her during the day.
Okay, Daryl.
But we haven't gotten no farther. We got it to where you can take a shower and stuff. So
What's Daryl's name?
McCory.
Oh yeah, Daryl from the one you went to the bar
Yes.
with. Okay. Did you ever get to replacing the sheetrock or anything like that yet? I noticed you said. How long ago did you replace all this stuff?
About 2 months ago.
About 2 months ago. Did they not pick up trash around here? Because you got that trash can full.
Trash
stuff.
can's been sitting. They won't pick it up.
Is it because they're sheetrock? Maybe I'm not sure.
Well, it's not. It's not
not
their.
packaged.
It's not their trash can.
Who's trying? Oh,
Escambia's. It's. They won't pick it up unless it's in that trash can.
Usually, a lot of times you have to pay for it. I know over Santa Rosa they changed
Yeah.
that policy.
And then like with the tree limbs and stuff, it's got to be like a 6x6 square. And if it's just a little, they ain't picking it up.
I noticed that you had already started purchasing some sheetrock and stuff like that. The boards. Have you got any of those put up yet, or is that just something that's been sitting there?
That's been sitting there. It's been all over the house.
Okay. So, are you guys going to be replacing the inside of the bathroom with the sheetrock?
We done did all that.
Okay.
That's what's left over. There was some by the garage. There's been stuff out by the road.
Have you been trying to sell any of it or get rid of any of it?
No, my wife's like, just save it in case we need it.
Okay. You haven't tried. None of your buddies asked for any or anything like that?
No.
Okay. What else have you been doing in terms of renovation? Have you purchased anything else inside there?
Well, we bought the vanity and the mirror, but that's when we got our income taxes in February.
What about there's some strips out there that are in both properties. They're like the little orange tags, a lot of times you see them with like hay bales and stuff like that. Have you been doing any gardening work? I know Charles did some gardening work. Did you ever see him with that or anything like that, or have you done any?
I'm not sure what you're talking about, orange tags.
It's like twine.
Twine, have you ever picked up a bay of hail? Bay of
Yeah, I know what you're
A
talking
bale
about.
of hay, chief.
pine straw is the word I was looking for. Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now, like twine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
twine. And
No,
you know,
I
they
haven't-
tie them up in a square.
I haven't used any of that.
Okay. There was some out by the trash down there. I didn't know if you put that there or who put that there or where that came from.
There's garbage all down there, but it's not ours.
Okay. So it's not your stuff. And mind you, there's the reason we brought that up is because there's some near the street rock as well. You know what I mean? And like I said, our biggest thing we look at for initially when we go there is, you know, trash and anything else, what's going on, you know, what we can see from the scene. We're just trying to piece everything together, you know, whether he had somebody working on his place or not, you know.
He hasn't had anybody working on his place.
Now, the stuff in the garbage can, the tile that's been busted out, that's yours.
Yes.
That's by the road.
Yeah, I've been there for 2 months.
All right.
Okay. And did you ever purchase any new tile yet?
No, we put tile board up.
Okay. Let me think. Sorry, I got a lot of things in my head. I'm just trying to put them all together. Has Charles ever helped you with any of this type of stuff too? I know you said Daryl did.
No, Charles is. He like the trash can. I tried to get it in there. Daryl tried to help me. Both of us couldn't get it in there. It's heavy. And Charles said he just can't do anything since he had his strokes. He's supposed to have a procedure, but he decided not to do it. He's got something wrong in his leg.
Mm-hmm.
Blood vessel or something like that blew out, and they were wanting to put.
Stent?
No. He said they were gonna. The choices that they gave him were they were gonna splice it into another one, or they were gonna use one from what is like
Pig.
a cadaver.
Oh.
A cadaver, but he said that would freak him out, so he didn't want to do it.
Yeah, go.
He was just going to live with it.
What is it they call that? There's a syndrome where they say, you know, it's weird when you get other body parts from other people and stuff like
Yeah.
that, you know. But yeah, I kind of agree.
But he
with that. It's kinda
couldn't.
weird.
He couldn't hardly do anything. Like he could barely pick Cookie up.
So he couldn't have done any type of work on that, which
No.
makes sense. I was trying to figure that out. 'Cause his house is in pretty disarray, and there's holes in the ceiling and stuff like that. But did Charles ever let you use his vehicle whenever you guys were running errands or anything like that? By the way?
I used his truck to go pick up before I got my truck. I got my truck when we got the income tax, but we got a couch that's in the garage,
Mhm.
and we used it to go pick it up.
Okay.
That would have been in February.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you ever used his truck since then?
Yes, sir.
What about the white Dodge Charger? Did your wife ever use that to run errands or anything like that?
That thing's broke down. There's no oil in the engine. He said when he took it to the shop, they think he skipped timing on it.
Okay.
And he said it was going to cost too much for him to fix it.
Have you ever taken? I'm not sure if you're a car guy. Have you ever taken a look at it with him?
We had to move it. We got in. I'm not a car guy, but we had to move it forward. He had a trailer out there that he sold to Donald George, that guy I worked with. He had one of them little 6 foot by 8 foot trailers.
Utility trailer.
Yes, and he sold it, and we had to open it. Battery was dead. We had to put the junk box on it, push it with a flat tire, push it forward, so he could get the trailer out.
Gotcha.
But that thing's, he said it's just not worth fixing.
What year is it?
It's probably
2009.
You're about to say probably 6 and 9.
Is it a RT or anything like that? Or
No, I think it's just a standard V6. Like I said, at first glance, I thought it was Avenger, but it does have that spoiler.
It's trash too.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
see inside of it or anything like that. And it hadn't looked like it'd been moved for a while. So, but yeah, it's definitely not an RT or anything.
It's been there since right before he had his stroke,
Mhm.
because that's when he skipped the timing on that, and then he had his stroke a little bit later.
Okay. Let's see.
You ever borrowed any money from him?
I borrowed money from him.
Mm-hmm.
He loaned me some money in January when he got a little money for disability. He loaned me some money to help pay the electric bill.
How much did you borrow from
It
him?
was $280.
$280. Kind of a weird thing that was brought up, and we heard this from a neighbor, so maybe you can add to it since you saw Charles frequently. Did Charles's vehicle was broken into? Did you ever hear about that?
Yes, he came over our house, said that his wallet was stolen.
Okay. And did he ever say about anything that might have happened with the wallet? Did anybody use any of his cards or money?
He said that he thought someone had used it, but he had canceled the card and he was using his checks.
Okay. So he was using the checks?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So none of his cards were. And then how recent was this? Because we don't really have a time frame.
About a month ago.
About a month ago. So about a month ago, his car gets broken into. Now we heard about another incident that occurred. Somebody maybe messed with his truck, vandalized it. Did he ever tell you about that, or
I don't know anything about that.
Okay. Well, we were told that somebody had slashed his tires, and that I guess maybe he had to get them replaced or something like that.
I don't know. I didn't know anything about that.
Okay. Did he ever mention to you why he didn't want to file a police report or anything like that?
About what?
His wallet and all that? Because that incident came up, but I guess he never didn't want to file a police report with us.
I don't know.
Okay.
I thought he did. I thought he went to the bank and did that.
Okay. Let's see. Did you ever pay him back for that $280?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When did you pay him back for that?
It was about 2 weeks later when I got paid.
Okay. Did Charles ever tell you how much money he got?
No, sir.
You
Just that when he had the accident and his job let him go, it was a while before the Aflac finally gave him some money, and then he got approved for disability.
Okay. And I remember he had a lawyer and all that and was going through legal battles with all that stuff.
I guess.
You know how big businesses are.
Like I said, we helped him out, and then we talked to him He stayed in he's like a hermit.
I can kind of tell from his home. So, let's go back here. So you're telling me that your interactions with Charles was, more just every once in a while?
Yes,
what was
sir.
your most frequency you ever saw him?
Once, twice a week.
Once,
Well,
twice a week?
I'm gone all day, usually, except this month. I'm gone from 6 o'clock in the morning till whenever I get off. Could be 9 o'clock at night, or I might get home right at 4 o'clock when I get off at 3:30. So I'm gone, all daylight hours.
Gotcha. Well, like I said, what we're going on here is obviously Charles was murdered. There was a lot of foul play in this situation. And it's my sergeant's job, my job, and every investigator up here that we solve his case, figure out who murdered him. That way we can bring justice to what happened, as well as we can bring peace to his family.
You a convicted felon?
No, sir.
Nothing.
Okay.
No criminal history.
I have a
Battery charge.
Yeah.
All right. That's it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And that was, and let me tell you, I lived on Gerlane Way, which when we moved here, we didn't know it was bad neighborhood. The guy brought us the back way through Michigan. So you see the nice houses. Well, the guy across the street, his mom's house, this guy's 50-something years old. And he had a big pit bull. He got loose in the other neighbor's yard, attacked their dog. My wife got them separated. Didn't call the pound or nothing. I'm at work, I come home, and he's out there yelling and screaming and waving his hands. And when he went like this, I thought he was going to hit her, so I slapped him. And then I went to jail. And even the officer on site said, look, I don't want to arrest you, but I have to.
How long ago was this?
Shoot, that was in 2015.
Okay, it's not too bad. Not too
Yeah.
long ago.
I've never been in trouble. I mean,
You know if Charles had ever been in trouble?
I don't know a lot about him.
Like I said, he was just checking up on that because he had some questions. But like I was saying, Kalvin, biggest thing with us is, like I said, it's our job to find a killer. To figure out what happened. Obviously, family wants to know. My bosses want to know. Everybody wants to know.
Yes,
and it
sir.
helps bring peace of mind to the family and everything else. When we found him, it was pretty bad. Okay, and there was a lot of, it wasn't just like I said, somebody beat to death, stabbed, or anything like that. It was a pretty drastic situation where. I'm sorry, when was it? So, obviously, why we're here to help is so we can get assistance to help in the family. Okay?
Yes, sir.
It's very important that we find this out because ultimately, yes, it's a job we do, but I would absolutely love to bring peace to it. I mean, this gentleman wasn't a bad person. I don't know what his private life was like. I'm not sure if he ever told you what his private life was like. But what's important is we get the absolute truth and figure it out.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And I'll shoot straight to the chase. Okay. When we found Charles, there were some certain items there that we found peculiar. Okay. Stuff that was unique and stuff that kind of why we were asking about the trash and everything else.
Yes, sir.
Do you know particularly what we had out there and why? Like I said, we're talking about the twine, we're talking about the drywall and stuff like that. Okay. Do you know anything else Charles might have been more involved in?
He stayed at home all the time. I mean, other than taking Cookie. I mean, unless I don't know what he's doing in them hours, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, he'd be gone from. I don't know what time he would leave because I leave at 6:30, and then he'd get back around 10 or 11. So.
My big concern here is what we have out there is, like I said, items that were consistent with items that were found between both of your guys' yard. Okay. And this is the reason why we have here. We're asking you, trying to come to a bottom of things, and. What's difficult for us is, mind you, I know you love your children, you love your wife, okay? And I know your wife's probably worried about what's going on too, very curious. I know she's going through a lot with this probate stuff, okay? I'm sure she hasn't told your children what's going on, because I'm sure they met Charles and I'm sure they like Charles, okay? Where we're at and what we're looking at is, I know these are people that are important to you, okay? And I know something else happened, okay? It's what I need is help assisting with what happened to Charles.
I don't know.
Okay. We have a few things that I would like to go over, okay?
Yes, sir.
The sheetrock that was on your front of your residence, is there anybody who would have any other access to that?
Anybody come up on the porch, get it from the side of the house. I mean, it's not locked up.
Okay, that's very true. The ties, you've never seen those before.
I'm not sure what I mean, you said twine.
Yeah, twines. I call them ties, you know. Have you never seen those before?
No, I don't use them.
Yeah. I didn't know if there was a particular thing. Like I said, I didn't know if there was gardening going on or anything like that.
The only thing we've done is dug that big bush up in our front yard.
Okay. We have some questions of some stuff, and one of these questions are be more related because of these investigators have found. Okay. Investigators obviously did a search warrant on both residences. Okay. I would love for you to help me find out why we have some items of Charles's inside your residence.
Okay.
We have some keys. We have some other items. Is there any particular reason why?
His spare keys he gave us.
Why did he give you any spare keys?
In case he lost the other ones.
Okay.
When he lost his wallet, I have his checkbook. He used his checks. He gave me that in case he lost his wallet again.
You have any other items of Charles's inside your house?
No, sir.
So, Charles's cards were stolen. Who's this gentleman to you?
That's E-Rail.
Who's he? It's Darrell?
E-Rail.
E-Rail.
He says he lives at your house.
He's just been staying there for a few days.
But real quick, I'm gonna interject for just a second. I'm gonna let him talk or whatever. All right, Kalvin, I want you to make one thing very clear to you. All right, we don't pull no punches. We don't bullshit. All right, listen, just hear me out, okay? We do our homework before we come in here. You don't have no criminal history. All right, the last thing you want to be painted as is a monster, because the only thing we leave in this world is our legacy, right?
Yes, sir.
Don't matter what you have, it's our legacy.
Yes, sir.
And no matter what you did, how you did it, or whatever, your children, at least your children, I can't speak for your wife, but your children are always going to love you.
Yes, sir.
No matter what. All right? Everything we do is videotape. There's no secret about that. Okay? So, this is whether Kalvin is this heinous monster. Okay? That they look at as a killer. Okay? Or we know what kind of lifestyle he was into. Did something go wrong and then something went bad and you had to take care of something and do something? Let's hear me out, okay? Hear me out. Because if that's what happened, then that's what happened. Because honesty, even though you think not, honesty will get you so much further than sitting here on this tape. Because if you go to jail for this murder, okay, there won't be another chance except on the day of trial for them to see who and what you are. Because just like he said, he's going through some things that we have found. We go back to the things that we found at the scene. Ask you about your boots, okay? We have your boot print at the scene, okay? We have your car tires at the scene. We have the tarp in the trash can, what it was bought in at your house. The sheetrock that is at the scene, okay? The same UPC code is on your front porch, Chief. You with me?
Yes, sir.
So now is the time. You have children and a family to save face and be a man.
I didn't do anything.
Well, then explain it away. You tell me, all right, you don't say you didn't do anything. You explain to me, how did Kalvin Allison's boot print get there at the scene? Because we have your truck. We're seizing your truck, okay? We are in your house as we speak. We see where he was dragged from the house and back through the yard. You raked your yard in the last couple of days, okay? We're at your house now. We don't miss nothing, okay? So you tell me, how does your boot print get out there at the scene? How does your tire, your left front tire, because you have 4 different tires on that truck, your left front tire is cupped, okay? You know what that is, right? Cupped. All right, it's when you ran over the sheetrock, all right, it left the black tire marks on there that matches your tire. Then that brown piece of facing boarding, okay, that you use to repair your shower with, in this photo right here, right there, the board, that's there at the scene also with the same tile on it. Now either you got some shitty fucking luck, okay?
I didn't do it.
And who did it?
I can't tell you, but no, I didn't do it.
You were there.
I wasn't there.
Kalvin.
I've been at work and with...
Kalvin, listen, okay? Remember what he said, okay? This is an opportunity for you to explain and let us help us figure out what's going on. This doesn't disappear. And this is the type of thing that, like you said, do you want to go out with your children thinking that you're a monster? Or do you want to go out to say that we owned up and you want to tell us what happened over there?
Well, I didn't do anything, so, I mean, I didn't do it.
Kalvin, understand what we're coming at. This is the chance to win the lottery, buddy. You know what I mean? To top it all off, I'm not sure if you're aware, but where Charles was found, there's one camera. There's one way in, one way out of that place. And one of the neighbors got a camera sitting right on that road. And
you're familiar with it because your friends live off of Sarant. And it's just on the other side of Sarant. All right? Because let's see here. This is where your checkbook, let's go right here. This is where the checkbook and the keys are found. Okay? So there's a checkbook of his. All right? Mm-hmm. So, all right, we go to there. There's the tarp. That matches up. That Ozark Trail come from Walmart. Okay? Then this guy shows up at the house. I'll tell you what I think. This is what I think. I think you're a good person. I think you're a family man. And I think Charles has helped y'all out at some point in time, just as y'all's helped him. All right? But Charles has a little fetish that a lot of people don't know about. You know, you can't miss it because if you walk in his house, can't miss it. He's a cross-dresser. got fake boobs, got dresses, got all kind of stuff. I think Charles come on to you
No.
and shit went bad. If that's the case, I can buy that. And if shit went bad and you got a guy that has homosexual tendencies and you're not a homosexual and he puts his hand on you,
That never happened.
okay, then man, I'm telling you, I'm all ears, I'll take notes. You tell me.
We need to know what happened.
You tell me, how did all the things I just showed you, I've showed you some of my cards, okay? Duct tape, that duct tape, that's going to seal the fate because of the way duct tape is, okay? So, you tell me then how all those items I just laid out to you got there 5 feet away from the body. I'm listening. I'm listening.
Sir, I don't know.
I mean, Kalvin, like I said, those straps, those ties too. Guess what? 2 of them on the body. Okay, 2 of them on. I mean, we got 2 or 3 on your property. Okay.
Well, you just
Maybe
said they
keep
were on
going.
his property too. So, I mean, I don't know what straps or what ties you're talking about.
Point
I'll
is,
show them to you in just
But,
a
I
minute.
mean,
That's the least
That's
of
the
them.
least of it,
That's the
exactly.
least.
what we want to know is what happened. We need a story, Kalvin.
Did somebody borrow your boots?
No.
Okay.
Where did this happen?
Where do you think it happened?
I don't know. You said it was in his house.
What was in his house?
You just said he was drug out of his house.
I said you can see where he was drugged through the yard, and you raked your yard because he was drug out the back. And it looks
Okay,
like
that's what you just said.
right. Did you not rake your yard?
Yes, I told him. I've been cleaning
You
the
never
pool up.
told him.
Never told me you were clean right
That?
there.
Yes, I did. At the very first, when we asked about when I told you about the pool, and I said I've been raking and watering, and the grass isn't growing.
You told me there was a part in the back that doesn't grow, but you never told me you were raking. You said you just moved that thing, moved the the pool over.
Yeah, and I said I've been raking and watering, and I can't get the grass to grow.
Kalvin, understand as we sit here, these type of situations get worse and worse, okay? And what we do for a living is, like I said, is bring justice, okay? He has a family, he has sisters, he has kids, okay?
Yes, sir.
You have kids, you have a family.
Yes,
You understand
sir.
if you were put in the same type of situation, how bad it would be and how heartbroken you would be,
Yes, sir.
especially the way he was found.
Yes, sir.
I need to know what happened over there, Kalvin.
Well, I don't know, sir. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
You just kill people?
I don't kill people. I didn't do it.
Who did it then?
I
You
don't
let somebody
know, sir.
borrow your boots and you let somebody borrow your truck? I'll show you right there. There's your boot print. Right there. Let me see the bottom of your boots. Yeah, that's your boot print right there.
And where's this at?
Right there. That's at the scene where the body's found.
You want to show him a picture of the body?
Yeah, I'll show him a picture of the
I got
body
it.
right now.
You go, Kalvin. This is what Charles looks like today.
That's what decomposition does.
Kalvin, would you want your family found like that?
No.
Sister can't even have a funeral for him because he can't have an open casket. They can have a funeral but no open casket. Did he make a pass at you?
No, sir.
Kalvin, you need to help us understand what happened out there, because I know you know more about it.
Out where? Where are you talking about? You just keep saying the scene.
You don't know?
No.
You don't? Okay. You do know that I don't know what's in your phones yet, but your phones that are in the truck, you know we take those. All right, and we shall download them. Don't matter what you've deleted, we can still pull it.
There's a thing,
Okay.
there's a thing called historical location.
And geolocations.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, I don't have anything to hide from you. Right off of Idlewood, dead end of Idlewood.
You know where that pond is?
Idlewood?
You know where Idlewood's at. You know
You
where
work for
it's at.
ECUA, bro. You know.
Yeah, I was there with Kendall at the end of Idlewood, and it's got a big gate that says "Do not enter here."
Other side of Idlewood.
No, we went to the end of Idlewood, and there's a big gate, and it says
different
contaminated.
There's
We got
different
called.
places you can access it. You can access it off of W Street. You can access it off of Jackson Street, and you can access it off of Citrus Street.
Mm-hmm. Well, we were there for a leak at the corner of Idlewood
When?
this week, just a couple of days ago. Call them and ask them.
What's his number?
Call and ask HUA.
What's Kendall's number?
It's in my phone.
Okay. And Kendall lives in Santa Rosa County?
He's at work right now on 3 to 11. We got called a leak on
What's office number? Y'all work out of...
Ellison, you just call the main HUA number.
All right.
They called us a leak out there. We went all the way down into it. And there's a big thing that says contaminated, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they called us and said that there was a fire hydrant leaking on the corner of Idlewood. That would say why my GPS said I was there.
Kalvin, you understand what we're doing and how this works, okay? Like my sergeant was saying, if this gentleman made a pass at you, I know you said that's not the way it went down. I would like to know what the way it went down, okay? Because if he did something to try to hurt you, that's how we have to figure it out. But you have to understand is that we have to know the story. We have everything leading up to it, but we don't have the story. And I would hate for all this to go bad south because we don't have a story and a way for you to tell your side of it. Okay? I mean, that's just the simple truth behind it. If I need your side.
Well, I didn't do it, so, I mean, I didn't do anything to Charles.
Is there any reason why you'd have any animosity against Charles? Has he done
No,
anything
sir.
to you?
I haven't done anything to Charles. I haven't done anything to anybody.
I understand, Kalvin. I don't think you're a bad person at all, man. I'm going to tell you right now, from the minute I met you, okay? I don't think you're a bad person. At all.
I'm not a bad person. I haven't done anything.
You have beautiful kids, okay? You're a caring father who takes care of his daughter, takes care of your son, who, I mean, he's not really disabled, but you said, he has blind as a bat. You go to work, you bust your butt, you know what I mean? And you're probably just barely making ends meet. I'm the same way, okay? I don't get rich off this job at all. I don't think you're a bad person at all, Kalvin. I don't think you're a bad person at all, okay? And I promise you we're not bullshitting when we tell you that, okay? I think something bad went down. And I don't think that's you. I think it was just a shitty situation that turned south.
I didn't do it.
I understand, Charles. Like you said, what we're looking at and everything else is there's just an insurmountable amount of evidence, okay? And even with you going out there to fix a leak, you know what I mean? You use a company truck, sheetrock from your house and bathrooms over there. It has the serial numbers on it are the same. They come from the same lot, okay? Your tire impressions there on your vehicle. The tie straps that are in your yard are out there as well. The tarp, those are tarp that Charles was wrapped up in, is in your trash. Charles's keys, both keys to both vehicles are inside of your house. His checkbook's inside of your house. The board that goes into the bathroom with the tile is inside, that was in your house at one point, is out there on the scene. Understand, man, I have to have a side of a story. I have to know what happened over there. I don't want this to go down and know that we all have issues, we may all make mistakes. It could have been an accident, it could have been him coming and attacking you, but I'll never know. But I need to know the absolute truth of what happened. I think you're not a bad guy. I really do. I'm not making this up. I'm not just talking to you to talk to you. Okay? I think something bad happened. I think maybe Charles did something that he wasn't supposed to do. And I think Charles dead because of that. But I'll never know. because I want to know what happened. And Kalvin, I wish you'd tell me.
I don't know what happened, sir.
Kalvin, I know that you know more than you know.
Well, I don't.
Like I said, Kalvin, imagine you're in the situation with me, okay? Your family, you go missing. You got 2 kids and a wife. And they find you the same way that Charles was found. And we brought Charles in here because, say, he was the suspect. And we sit down with him. These incidents happen, okay? Like I said, I don't think you're a bad person. I just think it was an accident. I think maybe that when it happened, you got nervous. This has never happened to you before because you're not a violent person. And I think that just mistakes were made down the road. Things that could have been, resolved the minute it happened. But I think you got scared. And when you got scared, I think you made an irrational decision and tried to take care of it. I just want to know what led up to it and why it happened. Look at me, Kalvin. Your story is important. This story will be important because it also, you got to think about your children, your wife. You got to think about, does Kalvin have a chance if he doesn't tell his side of the story? And Kalvin had a beautiful opportunity to tell his side of his story. I need to know what happened, Kalvin. Otherwise, we're in a bad situation, buddy. Charles, I know, had some weird habits and stuff. I need to know, did it have anything to do with that? No, listen to your boss, okay? Kalvin, look at me. Tell me what happened, buddy. I ain't here to fucking mess you up or anything, man. I need to know what happened over there.
He tried to kiss me.
He tried to kiss you?
Grabbed me. And I pushed him down. I don't think he hit his head on it. I don't know what it was. The blood was coming out.
It's okay, Kalvin.
No, it's not okay.
Look at me. Kalvin. Kalvin. Boss, look at me. I need your side of the story. So he tried to kiss you. So he came on to you. He hit his head. He started bleeding.
I didn't know what to do.
Just got nervous.
Embarrassed. Why would he do that to me?
What day was this, Kalvin?
Sunday evening.
This happened when you brought the food over?
Yes, sir.
I don't know why he tried doing that either. Knows you have a wife and kids. Did Charles die instantly?
I'm not sure.
Did you just leave?
Yes, sir. I waited there about 5 minutes. He was twitching. And then I left.
What did you do next?
I didn't do anything for 2 days. I didn't know what to do.
I understand you were scared. You know what I mean? I get it, man. Kalvin, you're not by yourself here, okay?
Oh, my life is over.
Kalvin, look at me.
And then my kids are...
Kalvin, I know you said you didn't know what to do. You're nervous. Did you... Obviously you brought the body over there, right? How did you take him over there?
The truck.
Did you use anything to cover him up?
What do you mean covering up?
Like, I know he was wrapped up, but did you have him in like any type of trash can or anything like that, just in the back? What time did you take him down there?
I don't know. It was in the evening.
In the evening? Were your kids gone already at this point?
Yes, sir.
Well, Kalvin, like I said, it was important you told me that. Yeah. Did Charles ever try coming on to you before?
No, he's always nice to me. But he always put his hand on my shoulder and stuff and talk to me. But
I get it. Did you know he was into that
no.
lifestyle? Where did this happen in the house?
Right there in the living room. Right around by the couch. Right here on towards the doorway. Right there by the kitchen.
Okay. What did he hit his head on, by the way? Like, his house is a mess. That's the thing he could have, yeah.
I don't know.
Where's his dog at?
I don't know where the dog is.
Did you put the dog outside or anything like that?
No.
Was the dog there that night?
Yes.
Yeah, we don't know where the dog's at either. Did he ever ask for help or anything like that?
No.
Was he out cold when he fell? Did you think about calling an ambulance?
Yeah.
Why didn't you?
I panicked and ran. Went home.
Did you tell your wife?
She doesn't know. That it's gonna kill her. She doesn't know anything about this. She wasn't involved at all. Okay.
I completely understand.
I'm being dead honest. She had nothing to do with it.
Did anybody help you with moving Charles?
No.
There was a shovel found on the scene. Did you plan on trying to bury him?
Shovel?
Yeah.
No. It's not my shovel.
That's just like coincidental, I guess.
Yes.
Like I said, Kalvin, these things happen.
No.
I understand where irrational choices were made, boss.
No, it shouldn't happen. I've been good all my life.
Like I said, Kalvin, you're not a bad person.
Yeah, I'm a bad person.
Kalvin, look at me.
No,
You're not a bad person, man.
really, I didn't help him. I left him.
How long did it take, again, until you left him there for what, 2 days? Sunday night till Tuesday? Why did it take you so long?
I couldn't go back.
How did you feel when you went over there?
Disgusted. Sick. Sad. Sad for a whole lot of reasons. 2 families are hurt.
I completely understand that, man.
No, you don't. You'd have done the right thing.
Kalvin, I don't know what I would have done. I ain't knocking you on it, okay?
No, I know what I should have did. And I didn't. Should have called for help.
Does anybody else know about this?
Nobody knows.
Did you get rid of any other of Charles's stuff anywhere?
I haven't touched any of his stuff. The checkbook and the keys he gave to us. His car key, the reason I still had it when we sold the trailer, he had a doctor's appointment that day. And me and Donald had to move the car. And I had it, it's been sitting there. The keys were if he lost his other set. And the checks he brought over to me in case he lost his wallet again. You can check all the checks and nothing's been touched.
I understand. I said, I know it's a crappy situation entirely. Is there anything, Kalvin, that you can do to help us with anything that we need to locate, or anything the family might need to know, or anything like that?
No, everything's in the house.
I said, Kalvin, just a shitty situation that went bad.
Oh,
I said, I don't
not
think.
bad. It went worse. It was horrible.
Kalvin, you're not a bad person, okay?
Yeah, I am now.
Kalvin, look at me. Stop looking down. Alright? You have to understand in a situation like this is that you just made a bad choice, okay? Everybody makes mistakes.
Just like the first when I slapped that guy, it was the same thing.
Spontaneous incident.
Yeah.
When you pushed Charles,
I pushed him hard.
you did. You have no idea what he hit his head on?
I don't know if it was the coffee table or the side of the entertainment center.
The blood that was in the living room, next to the living room?
That's where he hit. And rolled over right there.
What about the blood in the other room, where he was dragged?
This is where I took him 2 days later.
I said, Kalvin, you're not a bad person.
That's bad.
You made mistakes, okay? I want you to know the story and what you've told us took a lot of courage. Kalvin,
No.
look at me.
What?
That way the family has closure to what happened, okay?
What about my family?
This isn't the end of the world, Kalvin.
My daughter was already talking about suicide and stuff. My wife's tried once before we got together. And what if she does and leaves the kids alone?
Do you know your wife's number by heart?
I don't want to call her right now.
Kalvin, you sit tight for me, okay?
Can I have a drink of water, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me go get you one, okay? Calvin. He says, I want you to sit back, breathe and relax for a bit, okay? You want coffee either?
I don't like coffee.
I believe I'm trying to cut it out of my diet. Sit tight, okay, Calvin? Calvin. Alright, there's a bit of a process, okay? And like I said, even though you've helped us by telling us your side of the story, it's important that we get all the details and understand, especially, you know, between you and Charles, you know, relationship. I'm not saying like in that sense, but like, how did you see precursors to him doing this to you and all that?
No, other than like I said, just every time he talked to me, he put his hand on my shoulder.
Like I said, Calvin, first thing I would like to start with off the beginning. Did Calvin call you over to the house, or did you call him and tell him you were bringing him food on Sunday night?
Just every time we cooked out on the grill, we took him a plate of food.
Alright, so Sunday night, you were cooking food, and you always bring it over.
Every time we cook out, we always take him a plate, or if we cook a big Sunday dinner, we always take him a plate of food on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. So you guys brought the food over, or you brought the food over and your wife stayed at the house. How long were you in the house?
Maybe 10 minutes.
10 minutes? And while you were in the house, how did he approach you?
Come on in.
And when you were inside the house, how did he come on to
Walked
you?
into the kitchen with the food and set it down, and when I came around, we were talking, he went like this and leaned in.
Where was he trying to kiss you at?
I mean, I'm taller than him. He was right in here. Just did that.
After you pushed him, and you said you pushed him hard, right?
Yeah. From the kitchen door into the living room, he bang, and he rolled over.
Was there a lot of blood or only a little bit of blood?
Just a little bit. I didn't know what to do. I was panicking and staying around, and then I just left.
And then, like, when your kids were leaving with your wife, did you want her to go up there? Did you push her to more go up there faster and stuff because you knew what happened? Or was that already planned?
She was planning on leaving Thursday. The kids wanted her to leave.
And
They wanted to leave last week.
so the kids were supposed to go with her to begin with?
Yeah, there's no...
Okay.
I haven't wanted to watch them all day.
Okay. And once your wife and them left, they left on Tuesday, that is correct, right? And on Tuesday, you said during the evening, you mind going over the process of what happened? Just so we have a full painted picture.
And I wrapped him up with a tarp, and that's when I got an email.
Well, let's do this from the very beginning, if you can help me with that, okay? Starting on Sunday, okay? I don't want you to have to keep reliving this box. Alright, Kalvin? I really do want you to know that. I don't want you to have to keep reliving this because I know you're not a bad person, okay?
I have to relive it the rest of my life.
Sunday after...
Kids are going to have to live it the rest of their life. They're going to have to grow up knowing. Everybody's going to know how hard for them.
Kalvin. After it happened Sunday, what did you do? Just go home?
I went home and washed my hands. I sat in the bathroom about 10 minutes. I didn't know what to do. And we had made plans to go out, and we went out. And I just drank and drank and drank and drank. It wouldn't go away in my head.
You came home?
Stayed up for a while and went to sleep. Got up, did my normal thing with the kids, took them.
Did you already have that tarp? Or did you go out and buy it?
Bought it.
I guess because it's Ozark from Walmart.
Yes, sir.
What little Walmart did you buy it at?
Navy.
Was this on Monday?
Maybe Monday. Tuesday.
Maybe Monday or Tuesday. The duct tape, did you buy that or was it already something you had?
It was at Charles's house.
Did you purchase anything else when you were at the store other than the tarp?
Just stuff for the house.
What day did you bring Charles over to that area?
Last night.
So last night? You used your truck, correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you at any time use Charles's truck?
No, sir.
How did you know to bring him there?
Because I've been called to a leak there.
So you were called to a leak there and you just thought it was maybe a good spot because of...
Just vacant.
Yeah. In the back of your truck, the drywall was there, obviously. And the inside of the bathroom, you know, the tiling. Was that left there accidentally, or did that slide out? Like,
Set it out on the side.
set it out on the
Just
side?
left it.
Did you first forget to pick it up?
Didn't think to do it. I wasn't thinking.
The straps, the tie straps that were out there?
I'm not sure what you're thinking. Is it rope?
Yeah, it's like rope, orange rope.
That rope. Now that you tell me, the rope, you know that trash can?
Yeah.
I couldn't move it. The reason that rope is there is I actually tied that trash can to my truck and drug it to the street.
Oh, okay.
So whatever you found out there was the stuff that was dangling off my truck.
Okay. So that's what's where you're pulling the trash can. Okay. Did you try moving Charles farther or anything, or was it just like, were you just probably were in a moment of distress, you know?
I didn't know what to do. I know what I should have did.
You know, we can all sit back and try quarterbacking ourselves. You know how many mistakes everybody in this damn world makes? You know what I mean?
I should have made this one. I try to do what I can for everybody. And
Kalvin. You remember what time this all happened, Kalvin? Yesterday? I know you said it was evening,
midnight.
so it was midnight. After you dropped Charles off over there off Idlewood, What did you do after that?
Just went home.
You didn't stop anywhere?
No.
When you got home, what did you do?
Stayed awake. Just sat there. In my room in the dark.
You woke up the next morning? Today? What'd you do?
Hardly anything. Went to the store twice.
What'd you get at the store?
A pair of shorts, shirt, diffuser, some lunch.
Did you ever try cleaning up the house or anything?
Didn't want to go back.
Did you clean out your truck at all? You didn't spray it down or anything?
Just with the water hose, rinsed it out.
Did you do that today?
Yes, sir.
The gentleman who he showed you a picture of, the black guy who's been living with you, he didn't have any knowledge of what was going on?
No, sir. He's just staying there. Him and his girlfriend were fighting. We knew him when we lived on Girl anyway, and he needed a place to stay. He just happened to come at the wrong week. No one knows.
Like I said, Calvin, I don't want you to beat yourself up in this situation.
Why? Why shouldn't I?
Because I don't think you're a bad person. Okay?
Still did something bad. No.
Did you do anything between Sunday, after he fell, and Tuesday? Did you even go over there? Were you afraid to go over there, see what was going on?
I was sick. And when I went Wednesday, it was horrible.
How was it horrible, Calvin?
The smell.
Decomposition.
It smelled death. I just... It was horrible.
It happens fast. Is there anything else here, Calvin? I know it's difficult to ask, but how long did it take you to wrap Charles up in that tarp?
It was hard.
Did it take a while?
20 minutes maybe. I had to get up and walk out of the room. I couldn't.
You had to keep taking breaks.
It was horrible.
Did you wear gloves or anything like that, or you just weren't thinking?
I had gloves.
What gloves were you using?
Latex gloves.
I'm guessing you threw those away.
Yes, sir.
What trash did you throw those in?
Down the street somewhere from that road.
In the trash?
Just threw them out.
Is there anything else you did during all this? This is something we like to do, Calvin. Okay. This form here, okay? It's not anything you have to do. It's called a voluntary affidavit, okay? and what we like to have people do in a situation where you've manned up to admit what happened. Because it takes a lot of courage and strength to do that, okay?
So have you already contacted Wendy?
No. It will be your choice if you want us to do it or if you want to do it yourself.
I can't do it.
Kalvin, this paper here, and what's important to us about this is you can write a statement to the family and explain what happened. This is your own words, okay? You don't have to do this, but you can have the choice to do so, okay? You can write your feelings and exactly what happened, and that way the family understands that mistakes were made, okay? You're not a bad person, but you got nervous and mistakes were made. Would you like to try that? Again, it's voluntary.
I'll try. Yeah.
Give me 1 second, Kalvin. Because I'm going to grab you something to write on, okay? I was leaving my book here, but see all these marks that have been going into it? It's driving nuts.
Am I going to be able to write a letter to my family?
Would you like to? Okay, I'm going to get you a piece of paper, okay? Sit tight for me. All right, Kalvin. I'm going to hand you this first, so I'm going to give you some prime time, okay? I want you to pour your heart and soul into it, man. All right, that sound fair? This is the one I want you to write for their family, okay?
Yes, sir.
And this is going to be the one for your wife and kids. And it's going to be an emotional roller coaster, okay? So you don't have to do any of this, but I understand it brings a lot of closure, okay? I'll be back, all right? I'll make sure that gets to where it needs to go. And this, okay? I'm going to rip this off. There's just a handful of things we need to go over, okay? And there are only a few more things. I know you've been very open, like I said. I appreciate you telling what happened on your side. There was one thing that caught our curiosity. Charles was bound. You know what I mean? There was tape around his mouth. There was tape around his wrist, and his hands were behind his back, and his legs were bound. Was Charles still alive when you came over?
No.
Why'd you do that?
I couldn't get him to roll up. I had to use that to roll him up.
Why around the mouth?
I don't know.
Did you check if Charles was breathing at all?
He wasn't breathing. He was already swelled up.
Okay. And when Charles was first bound and you put him into that the tarp, how did you get him to your truck without, obviously the neighbors or anybody seeing?
To the backyard.
Did you put him over the fence? Did you, in that process, because we noticed in the backyard there was a bend, did you rip the tarp a little bit too? And when you were putting it over it?
I don't know.
So, when you put him in the tarp, you dragged him through the house, I'm assuming?
Yes, sir.
And then you went to the backyard, dragged him through the backyard, and you put him over the fence.
Yes, sir.
What about, did you use the other lot, that empty lot next to his house, for anything?
No.
When you raked the yard, is there any reason why you raked the yard?
Drag mark.
So you dragged him from your backyard
Through the garage.
through the garage, and then through the garage to your truck?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I know this could be hard for you, but we did have to notify your wife what's going on. But she does want to talk to you. I know you said you didn't want to. It would be hard to. Okay? But I think it's only fair that you talk to her too. I'll make sure that this gets to her. And this will get to the family, okay? I do have to stand in the room though.
It's fine.
You know your wife's number?
You want my phone?
Yeah, that'll work.
Just put it on speaker.
Hello.
Hey,
What is going on, Kalvin?
I did something bad.
Why?
I took him the food. When I set it down in the kitchen, he made a pass at me and I pushed him and he fell. Hit his head, blood went everywhere, and I panicked.
Why would you not say something? Like, why would it was an accident, Kalvin?
I don't know, Wendy, I panicked.
Kalvin,
I know, I don't know, Wendy. I'm so sorry for what I'm putting you and the kids through.
why would you I don't...
I'm so sorry.
What about Tina?
What about Tina?
Be honest, Kalvin.
I didn't have anything to do with Tina. That was all Billy.
How do you know?
It had to be Billy. I didn't have
Okay.
anything to do with it.
Like, why would you, oh my God, Kalvin, like, why would you not have called 911? It was an accident.
That's what I don't know, Wendy. The blood, and he was moaning.
What do you mean he made a pass at you?
He tried to kiss me.
What?
Yeah. He, I don't know. Can I tell her?
Anything you want to tell her?
He's plays on the other fence. He's a cross-dresser.
But, oh my God. So what are you being charged with right now?
I don't know, Wendy. Probably, I don't know. I don't know. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God, Kalvin. I'm gonna leave the kids down here. I'm gonna go get your dad and I'm gonna come home, okay?
So,
Okay?
listen.
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
I don't understand this. This is crazy, baby. You made such a bad decision. Like, you've done some stupid shit, but this is, like, beyond stupid. I don't understand why you would put us in jeopardy like that. It was an accident.
I don't either. But I love y'all. I'm so
I love
sorry.
you too.
I'm so sorry. I'm I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry for Charles's family. For what I've done to you and the kids.
Oh my God, I love you. I'm gonna.
Listen.
I love you. What?
Just give him a hug. Yeah.
I will. I'm going to call your dad and I'm gonna go get him
God.
and we're gonna come home.
Wendy,
You did. You messed up. I don't understand why you wouldn't have called them. Like called an
I
ambulance.
should have, Wendy. I should have.
Yes, you should have, Kalvin. I understand being scared, but I mean, accidents happen. This could have. I mean, oh my God, this could have been avoided, Kalvin.
I love you. I love
I
the
love you
kids.
too.
Hug them and kiss them.
I will. I'm gonna go with your dad. We're
Listen.
gonna come home. What?
They let me write a little letter to you. It's not much. I cannot. He's gonna give it to you, but just I love y'all so much. I'm so sorry that y'all are going to have to go through this.
Okay. I don't know what to do. Me and your dad will come home, see if we can get an attorney. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
We'll get it figured out.
I love you.
I love you too. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the house and I mean, oh my God, can you ask him what you're gonna be charged with? So that I can at least try to call an attorney.
He has to talk to the supervisor,
State.
to the state.
Okay.
They don't know yet.
Okay. So you
can tell her.
when will they know? When can I find anything out?
I'll give her a call here
The
shortly.
detective will call you shortly.
Okay.
You want to say goodbye now? Because
I love you. I've got to go. I love you
I
so
love you
much.
too.
Hug.
I love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh my God.
want some more water, Kalvin?
I just. Why?
I only have one last question for you, Kalvin. And obviously, this is how us piece together everything. I know you're going through a real hard moment right now, okay? But when you pushed Charles, where did he actually hit his head at, though, in there?
It had to be the coffee table right there.
And then you said he rolled over?
He rolled over, and was moaning. He rolled over, and his legs were twitching, and then they stopped. That's when I left. I ran. I went home. I ran in the house. My wife was in there, and Cassie was on the phone, and she said, "Is everything okay?" And I just went and sat in the bathroom.
Well, make sure she gets this, okay? It's not gonna be the last time you hear from your wife, alright?
What?
It's not gonna be the last time you hear from your wife or kids, okay? So, understand that. You may throw that away for you, by the way.
Yeah, I
'cause they-
started, and
Yeah, no, you're fine. You want to hand me that too? You want more water?
maybe, yes,
Yeah.
please.
Like I said, man, this won't be the last time you hear from your wife and kids, okay? Alright? I'll be back, okay, boss?
Yes, sir.
Also, one last formality here. Because obviously everything we say, we want to make sure we understand that intent and purpose and everything else. And I have to make sure everything was sworn, alright? Do you mind raising your right hand for me? You swear and affirm everything you told me is the absolute truth, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I'm sorry.
I know you are.
So sorry.
I don't doubt for 1 second you aren't, man. Okay? Let me get you some water, okay? Here you go. I'm sorry it took so long, man. Kalvin, quick question for you, and this is absolutely irrelevant to what happened here today, okay? I overheard the conversation with your wife, okay? Something about Tina.
Her cousin was staying with us and was found at one of our friends' house. They were strung out on meth.
What's Tina's last name? Just so we know.
Tina Gavage.
And was that reported, obviously, to us?
Yes, we gave statements and everything. I gave DNA, all that.
And who did you say did that? I know you said it was somebody else.
Well, it was found on Billy Carter's land.
And see, I'm not familiar with that case. When did that happen?
That was years ago.
Okay.
It was in Oklahoma.
Oh, so it's not even here.
Yeah, it was in Carter County.
Okay. And you were living up there, obviously?
Yes.
At the time. Okay. Gotcha. They ever resolved that case?
I don't know what's happened with it. I know they were filing charges on Billy. That's the last that we heard. It was a cousin from the other side of Wendy's family.
Gotcha. And I know this is probably killing you. Okay? I just gotta ask you one more thing, okay? And that's it, we'll be finalized. It's important that we know exactly, how this went down. Exactly, to every little fine detail. When you came over there Sunday, he invited you in. You said there's about 10 minutes.
Come in. I had the food. Come on in. Go in the door. So I'm gonna set it down in the kitchen. Go around the corner like this to his kitchen, right? Set the food down. And I come around, and he's standing right there and just leans in right at me, real close. And I just went like that.
Did he ever touch you?
He had his hands like this around me, coming at me like this.
Did he already grab you or touch you? Or
No,
was this,
as he got right here is when I pushed him, man.
And then so, excuse me 1 second, I know. And send a message off to the guy. So as he's coming in to kiss you, and he has the hands around you, you said you pushed him with both hands? Was there any punches or anything like that, or just a push?
Just like this, like get off me.
Did you say anything to him while you did it?
Get off, get off.
He just fell back.
Everything's like this, like that.
Are you absolutely sure that Charles was dead?
I don't know. He quit moving.
I meant on the day you came back.
Oh yeah.
You obviously in our position and what we do for a living here at the sheriff's office, especially in this division, it's very peculiar, as you can admit if you were in my shoes, that he was bound from behind. You know what I mean? Unless you were worried he was a zombie,
That's how I could wrap him up. He was like this. I couldn't get. So I just taped his arms and his legs up to where he'd be small like this, to where I could roll him over.
Did you check for a pulse on Charles?
The smell was there. There was nothing there.
Was there a lot more blood when you came back?
No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much. There was just a little bit when I was there.
Mm-hmm. When Charles, going back to when it happened, when Charles hit his head, and you said he gurgled, rolled over a bit, and then started.
His legs were twitching.
Did you try to say anything to him?
No, I was panicking. I didn't know what to do. I was scared.
And when you pushed him, how much force would you say you used?
Everything I had. I leaned completely into him.
So he probably went flying.
Straight down. We were at the kitchen door.
And you were standing with your back towards the kitchen?
Towards the kitchen.
Was he with his back towards the kitchen, or were you?
I had my back towards the kitchen. His back was towards the living room.
But when you pushed him down...
He went into the living room.
Okay. And he hit his head in the living room on an end table.
Something right, whatever, it had to be the end table or the couch or whatever's right there. That he hit, and then he rolled over. And like I said, he and he laid like that, and then that's when I saw blood.
Okay.
And then his legs were twitching, and I was, I don't know what to do. And then his legs quit moving, and I left.
Did you, how did the blood get in the kitchen? Was that from dragging him?
It had to be from the drag.
So no, you never fell in the kitchen?
No.
Okay. So when you pushed him, it just so happened his head hit that table. At least that's what you believe. I know it probably happened pretty fast.
I'm not sure what he hit in there. I mean, it's a cluster.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff
And
in the
then,
house.
you know, stuff got moving him around, so I don't know what's all in there.
There was a gun in that house, by the way. Is that yours or his?
I don't own a gun.
Okay, I was just questioning. I didn't know because there was one in there. I don't know if I guess Charles, it was his. It was just something peculiar that they saw when they walked in. You know, it was left there. We didn't assume it was yours, but...
I don't own a gun.
Did you try at all wiping up anything in the house? Did you have any plans to do anything like that?
No. Like I said, if I could go back, we've probably heard it a whole bunch of times.
I say it myself too, man. Okay? You hear me?
Yeah, but not this. You know, coming back from this.
Kalvin, it's not the end of the world.
For me, I'm 44. My kids will be grown and gone, and they're going to live a life with what I've done.
Kalvin, stop beating yourself up.
Why not? Look what I did.
I told you, Kalvin, you're not a bad person.
Yeah, that's bad. To me, that's bad.
No. You made a mistake.
Look, I used to be a drug addict in my 20s. And I never did anything like this. My wife saved me. Your kids saved me. And I've been so good. I've been sober over 7 years now.
What kind of drugs did you use?
It was methamphetamines that I got strung out on. And I've been sober 7 years now. Because of the element that I was like this, just take it all away.
Alright, Kalvin. I'll be back in a minute, okay, boss?
Yes, sir.
Stand on up. Turn around, put your hand up behind your back for me. You don't have anything in your pockets, do you?
My wallet.
Okay. Is it in your front pocket?
My back right here.
Okay.
He has some gold. Grab it for me.
Yeah. His wallet?
Yeah.
What do you want out of it?
What card did you use at Walmart? Where'd you pay cash?
Cash.
Okay, here you go. You can have that.
I'm gonna put it back in the pocket. You ain't got anything that's gonna get you in trouble? No knives? I mean, that wouldn't get you in trouble necessarily. We all carry knives, but
No, I don't have anything.
All right. Hey, you swear everything you said is the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go.